G'day traders. I thought I'd do this video. I thought I'd whip up something quick, and it is very, very handy because it's these small things that we can save a little bit of money on, I suppose. This is very, very handy for members that are trading on a demo account at the moment. They haven't quite funded their account, or they're still wanting to master the trade setup and obviously get into the habit of watching the setup and drawing them on the charts. You don't need to pay for a charting program right up front, and you actually don't need to ever pay for one if you really don't want to. This charting program I'm going to show you here at the moment is a free download and a free install. Depending on where you live in the world, you may have to do things a little bit differently, but what I'll show you now, I'll show you that you can actually open one up and have a live data feed coming through, more importantly. And that's what we want. We need live data feed coming through without having to pay for a subscription. And also, you won't need to get your credit card out. It's a free setup, and that's what I'm going to go through here. So this was the reply email that I got from Brett. I got him onto a company called Think or Swim, and he's written back to me after his attempt. He's gone, "Hi George, I've been looking for those free charts you told me about. It's called Think or Swim, or TOS.com. I can't download them without a login, and I tried to do the application. They rejected it because I live in Australia, which is fair enough. I can't join or use their charts." That's what they told me anyway. So what we'll do in this video, we'll start our application and we'll get our charts going. So thanks for the question, Brett, and have a look at this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install Think or Swim today on my PC. The thing is with Think or Swim, if you've got and they have a trading platform within it, so you can obviously trade with them. You can only do that if you're a US citizen. You need to be living in the US to be able to open up an account with Think or Swim to fund the account. If you're outside of the US, you need to set up an account that's called paper money. I think it's a simulation version of the same thing. You still do get live data feed coming through, and it's updated quite quickly. So it's not required to have a direct link from a data feed, and you don't have to pay a monthly subscription, more importantly. So let's have a look. It's great for the simulation trader. Rather than forking out that additional bit of money every month, at the end of the month, most of my subscriptions are $50 a month, and the cost does add up if you're not trading. So you might as well take advantage of a free charting software. So we're going to go through now. So punch in Think or Swim, and we'll have a look at what we can download. All right, here we are here. So this is the paper money is what we want to go for. So we don't want to open up an account. We just need the charting software. So let's click on paper money. Okay, since we're on this page here, we'll just sign up for paper money. We'll come to this page. I want to choose a username. I'm just going to put in any old username, and it needs a number behind it. So it's 123. I'm just going to put in the word password 123. Obviously, that's not an appropriate password. So make sure you choose something. All right, let's put in my primary email and confirming that. All right, first name, middle name, and surname. Right, now this is where you have to understand there are some countries in here that are not listed because they obviously restrict citizens. This has got a lot to do with money laundering and so forth. So there are certain rules for different countries. TD Ameritrade does not allow Australian citizens to actually open up an account for the purpose of funding an account. So we need to realise that. Now, for that purpose, we're not putting any phony details in here, but we're not going to fund an account, so we can pretty much do this. Let's put some bogus details in here. Now again, it's not going to be used for those purposes. I wouldn't mind living in Hawaii. So as you can understand, let's put a number in, and that's it. So let's hit next. And here we go. Now pretty much what we have, we've got some details that have been sent out to my primary email address. We'll have a look at that in a moment. So that's pretty much it. There are our details, country citizenships. Now again, we're not opening up an account with them. All we really want is opening up a paper money account, which you're not going to be funding or using. So we're actually not going to have a, a, a funded account. So it's not not anything illegal. All right. So thank you for registering your paper money. You'll receive confirmation at the email address. So let's have a look at that now. All right, guys. This is our received email. So welcome to Paper Money. And what we need to do is obviously follow some instructions. Choose our operating system. Download's complete. Need to log in. Okay. And I think that's about all. So you've got Windows instructions, Mac instructions, Linux. All right, so it's pretty straightforward. All right, so you've got a few options in there, but we've got Windows today. All right, so we want to install Paper Money. Yep, we want to run. So we'll let that load up. All right, here we go with installation. This will take a little bit. So we'll just be patient here. We'll wait for this to load. We'll wait for it to install on the PC. Alrighty, so from here we'll just, what does this say? This installs Thinkorswim, alright, your computer. So it is recommended that you close all applications and click next to cancel. So we'll close everything off. And we'll close that. Alright, so it's pretty straightforward. We'll hit next. Please read the following license agreement. Make sure you go through that. And where do you want to install it? We'll install here. Hit next. Yeah, we've got a couple of options here. Put something on the menu, it's up to you. Create a desktop icon and we'll get it going. That's it. Let's run Thinkorswim. Let's do it. And we'll get the icon just behind here. You can see there. And just let this load up. It takes about a minute to start up in the morning. It's obviously a brand new installation, so it needs to check for updates. It actually checks for updates every time it turns on, so it's a little bit of a slow starter, but once it gets going, it's fine. It only takes about 2 minutes or so to start up. Not too bad. It's always checking for updates, which is quite normal. Alright, that's that. As you can see, we've got a couple of options of what to connect to. Now, we're going to be connecting to Paper Money. Alright, we obviously don't have a live trading account, so that's the option that we have here. Alright, so we'll pop this in. And our password was the word password 123. Right, we'll hit OK. Alrighty, so we're at our welcome page and we're pretty much right to go. So from here, you obviously need to go through your setups and so forth, but it's pretty straightforward. We'll close that off, and this is now our page. So you've obviously got a few things to do from here. You can go through all these accounts. So there's quite a lot of data on this. As you can see in the background here, it is a paper money version, paper at thinkorswim.com. So it's a pretty handy thing to have. You've got your charts here. You can go through all this here. What I like to do, I like to just click this little icon here in the top right-hand corner. It looks like a double opener. What that does, that opens up a brand new charting page. All right, so you can actually open that up and maximize that. You can have as many of these as you like. Pretty straightforward. Come up here, and we're going to obviously click futures, and then you have all the data coming through for all of these instruments. So it's quite a handy tool to have running, believe it or not, free data feed. Now the default setting, as you can see, is quite bright, quite hideous. Although once you start getting used to what's actually happening here, you can get it cleaned up a bit. But that's pretty much it. You can pretty much go through everything here, go through style, take off. Let's take off some things. Here we go, appearance. You can take all this off. So we'll click that background color. We want to go black. So it's entirely up to you, your personal preference. I'm going to go black on that. Actually, background. So that's volume bars. We've got to fix that up. There we go. That's what it's looking like now. You can go bar, candle, Candle trend. Let's go candle for the time being. So you've got a couple of options. You can go through all this, but it is pretty straightforward. We want to fill up as well. The dojis happen to be a particular color, so that's fine. Or you can have them hollow. It's entirely up to you. So completely up to yourself, but pretty straightforward. Click apply, and we're pretty much right to go, as you can see here. So you've got to obviously do some other settings. Although this is now a live data feed that you have coming in for free. You don't have to pay any monthly subscription fee, and it's a paper money account, so it's pretty handy to have on the side. I find that this particular charting software, it's got its bugs. So most charting programs do, although you will find, I mean, what else do you want for free? It's actually quite good, so it's pretty handy to have. You go through there. You can take off your background trend lines and so forth. So we'll get rid of the volume, drawing. We want to go style, settings. We want to take volume off the bottom. It's up to you. So we'll come up to futures, show volume subgraph. So you click that. It'll take that off. You've got a couple of other options here. Show extended session, which is the aftermarket. You want to keep that on. Contract change events. Not too fussed with that. Show open interest. Doesn't really matter. But you've got a couple of options to go through. It's pretty straightforward. What I like to keep it off the edge a little bit. So we'll go to appearance. Actually, time access. Time access expansion area. Bars to the right. We're going to keep 10 off the right. Expand to fit. So you've got a few options here. Show year marking lines. Not really about expiration and rollover lines. Take them off. But that's it. It's pretty straightforward. So we'll hit apply, and that's pretty much everything. You can take your lines off the back if you want. We'll have a look at that appearance. I think it might be through here. And we'll have a look at time access. You know, it is one of those options, so you can go through it. Studies. Fine, that's alright. It's in there anyway. It's pretty straightforward. But that's it. That's it. It's pretty straightforward. What we're going to do, we've got our drawing lines down here. So to get this started, the data feed itself, it is up to date, so it works quite quickly. I have noticed a very, very minor delay in data feed. And when I say minor, it may only be really 1.5 seconds at most. So if you've got a dome anyway that's already open, that's your true price. Your charting is obviously what you need to have a look at for previous history, and that's what we want to use it for. I hope you find value in this in this video, because it is quite valuable. It's again, I have paid charting programs that I use. I've actually got 2 at the moment, which I need to cancel one of them. But I have 2, but I find the ES this charting program, the Think or Swim, I find it very handy, because when I need to go to a symbol, it's very, very fast to actually pick up on. I've got many things to have a look at here. I can check out the Forex market, check out options. Doesn't have anything there. The indices are here. There are so much to choose from here. So it's giving me a wide range of instruments with live data feed. So it's very, very handy. Again, look, you can check out anything. Here's the Australian dollar. Take a while to load, but there it goes. If you want to change the time frame, very quick, very handy. You can have, if you want, which I do on one of my PCs when I was using this program, you can have multiple screens with different charts, which is actually quite handy. You can obviously hit this button here again, and that will open up another screen where you can actually have the ES on this one. Or what we obviously do is, of course, we've obviously got different time frames on different screens. So it's pretty handy. Go to the futures. Where's the ES? Here it is here. Again, look, you may have on this particular one, you may have an hourly chart, which is good. Right, you can change the colors on this particular chart too if you want. So it is quite handy. It is very, very handy. So as you can see, I've got the 5 minute in the background. And I'll just minimize that. There you go there. So I've got the 5 minute here, and I've got the hourly chart here. So if I want to flick between both, very, very handy to have. Very handy. So there you go. There's a bit of a rundown. Is a bit of a long video, although if you're saving $50 a month, why not? Especially if you're on and you are starting to trade, you don't want to fork out any extra money than what you don't need to actually invest in at the moment. I know professional traders actually, some of them actually use this charting program just to use it as a charting program without having to pay a membership. It's quite handy to know. Hope you've enjoyed the video as much as you can. What I will appreciate, guys, really, can you please click the Twitter and Facebook like buttons below? It really does help me. And if you found value in this video, more importantly, that's what I encourage if you can. So, all right, we hope you like this video, and we'll see you in the next members video. Bye for now.